Hello YouTube, a YouTube exclusive here. Not gonna be Red Prison. We've done a lot of Red Prison on the stream. There will be more Red Prison, but it's time to take a little breather. That's right, revisiting Blue-Black, Grave Titan, King Neferi's betrayal? What does a Scarab God have to say about this anyway? We'll see you in the deck tech. Some of you may be familiar and some may be just finding this because who would be playing Grave Titan in 2021? We would, obviously. So what do we have here? We have an updated list here for the Blue-Black Grave Titan list. Mystic Sanctuary is no more and we needed to replace this, but also the meta has changed. Before, and what might have been keeping this list down was of course Uro. After all, Blue-Black is a little bit more of that interaction with the black, trying to take things or destroy stuff, and then a little bit of that blue, which would have been tempo or control or counters of sorts. Now we're mashing these together, and we previously played Frost Titan and Grave Titan. Although Grave Titan remains in the list here, we've added Scarab God because after all, we're going to be destroying things and they'll be in the graveyard. Upping the Thoughtseize count here over Cling to Dust because why not? After all, there's not as much going to the graveyard. We've removed the Spreading Seas to the sideboard, up the Drown the Logs, got rid of the Jaces, put the Lilianas in, and we're gonna play a saga. Now, I'm a big fan of sagas, and this one's very interesting. Although we're not playing Mill does benefit us with Drown the Lock, but also pieces 2 and 3 here on the saga counters allows us to basically play things that were exiled when we initially played this. So basically we get something later in the game. We'll see what that results in. Keep in mind that we're going to be countering, taking things away, some mana leaks in here, cryptic commands, and trying to steal stuff. So King Neferi's betrayal is kind of a one of Scarab God. And so we thought, why not toss the Scarab God in as well and just make it a bit of a reanimation Scarab God list. We'll see how it plays. Sideboard's got a few things adjusted. We've got double Kalidases here, the Blood Chiefs in here. We've got the Spreading Seas in case we run into, say, Tron. Got the Ashioks, Nile Spellbombs. Pretty typical of things that we previously had. But the big takeaway here is, will King Neferi's betrayal, maybe with some Liliana Thoughtseize and other things, discarding or destruction of damnation, be a way to win this game? Light on the win conditions, sort of. Let's get to our matches. All right, let's begin here. Blue-Black Grave God Betrayal. A mouthful indeed. We're just kind of slapping some cards in here. Just playing something for fun. We'll see what the results are. Don't have those Frost Titans, but don't have the Jaces either, the little ones that we had. We'll see if this works out for us. Who knows? Who knows? Just something fun. Let's go ahead and begin here. Let's play this first match. All right. We have a Grave Titan. We have 2 Lilies. Need another land. We are on the draw. No Thoughtseize. No Thought Scours. Kings isn't maybe the greatest immediately. I think we can keep here. We can lead with maybe a Swamp. Let's see what's up. Street Wraith for our opponent. Okay. Verdant Catacombs. Fetching with the Verdant Catacombs. This could be like Grixis or a Jund Death Shadow. Overgrown Tomb here, and Inquisitions. They may pick quite a few options here. Would be funny if Kings finds double Death Shadow. Give me the Death Shadow. I imagine it's Snapcaster or Kings here. Opponent's taking a moment to look at this Kings. Look at this art. Look at this art. It's amazing. These Saga cards are really fun. What would you like to take, opponent? Between the Kings and probably the Snapcaster. How bad could this get? So maybe we won't get to play Kings. Maybe we will. Nope. They take kings away from us. No real surprise there. Oh, we do Thoughtseize, though. It's a good top deck. I'll take it. We have a Scourge, a Tasigur. Haven't seen that one in a while. And a K command. Well, I think I'll take the Tasigur here. We can deal with the Scourge. We can chump it with the Snapcaster Mage. We can kill it with the Liliana. Tasigur also doesn't die to Fatal Push, but Scourge would. Blood Crypt played here, shocks this in, and follows this up with Scourge, probably. Scourge it is, a 2/2. Top of the library is a Creeping Tar Pit. All right, we're gonna put that in sideways. Unfortunately, we take 2 from Scourge, maybe a little bit more if they're able to bolt or use the K-Command against us. We might even look to do something weird with Temur Battle Rage, but this allows us to potentially get Liliana down here and kill the Scourge. We know it's Temur and K commands. There's one random card. Hopefully that random card is not a creature here. 4/4 for the Scourge after attacking for 2. Now we can put this on blue because we have the black and the black. Liliana down tick. No other option. No other option. Get out of here, Scourge. Nice. They could definitely K-command here, picking the Scourge back up if they would like to. Could pick up a Tasigur here as well. I don't foresee Liliana sticking around here. K-command pick up. We get to rebuy Liliana here again, which isn't bad. You do have a Creeping Tar Pit that could hit them as well at any point. K-commands Liliana and does pick up... They pick up Tasigur. I suppose Tasigur is cheaper than the Scourge at this point. Street Wraith for my opponent, keeping in mind that we have a 3/2 here that can hit them with an extra land. Inquisition's away, Liliana, Snapcaster, or Inquisition of our own. Probably Liliana at this point. This coming turn might be just Snapcaster Thoughtseize or Snapcaster and Inquisitions. Drawing a land, I get to do Inquisition plus a Thoughtseize plus Snapcaster, and then that also makes the Creeping Tar Pit active. We know it's Tasigur, Temur, Battle Rage, and an unknown card. Thoughtseize is away, either Snapcaster or Inquisition. Takes Grave Titan, which I think is wrong. I'm a little surprised by that. Here's Tasigur, Temur Battle Rage in my opponent's hands. We can Inquisition that away, which we will. And I think I'll just pass the turn here and see what they end up doing on their turn, obviously. I don't need to chump block this. This doesn't spin anything back into their hand at the moment. At end step, I might just put Snapcaster into play here, honestly. It's Overgrown Tomb and they do not shock in. Let's just Snapcaster here. Doesn't matter what I pick. If we get a land here, I just bounce Tasigur. We are looking for another land. We don't find it. We don't find it, but we put them to 4, and I can pretty safely just probably Snapcaster at end step here. Top deck land, bounce Tasigur. We have 1 card to beat here. They attack with Tasigur. I think that's bold. I think that's pretty bold here. A Death Shadow. All right, well, we're going to flash in Snapcaster. If we draw a land, we win. Draw a land. Fatal Push wins now. Ooh, I need to be very specific on my lands. We'll put Creeping Tar Pit in. I can't take them to 2 because I'll die to a Death Shadow. Guess we have to defend. They could try to attack with both and use Team or Battle Rage. This attack here, easy block. And a Tarmogoyf. Alright. We do have main deck Damnations. Drown in the Lock. I can Jace, bounce something. They attack with 2 things. I chump block again. I could kill something. I think we've got to just bounce something with Jace here. And we'll bounce, I suppose, the Death Shadow. And just pass the turn here. I assume they're going to go after me again, ignore Jace and replay. We're not threatening completely lethal. We could also brainstorm. Brainstorming here might be worthwhile. We can't quite get the last points of damage here. I suppose in some ways maybe we should have bounced Tassiger, but they can just play that pretty cheap as well, and at this point they're just trying to play creatures. Opponent thought quite a bit there at their main phase. Sends both at us. We'll obviously block or we die. Replays. Oh, Inquisition was a good draw. Alright, so they replay here. We do have 2 Damnations. We can Jace looking for those. There's a Polluted Delta. I suppose we need to crack first here, just to give us 1 less card to hit. So really we're trying to hit one of these 2. That's what we're trying to do. We could hit a Cryptic Command here too. So let's draw 3 cards, see what we got. So put Lily, Mana Leak back. Thought Scour ourselves. Try to find that Damnation under these. No can do. No can do. Definitely wasn't showing up anytime soon. Okay. Creatures, huh? Creatures. Creatures. Spreading Seas could be interesting. Sometimes my opponent has trouble having the right mana for what they're doing. I could see Blood Chiefs and Damnation obviously coming in. Kalitas is probably okay. These 6 scream out to me. What to do? I really want to try to get this to work. I think we leave it in because we have plenty of removal still. Bringing in even a little bit more of that. Jace feels a little bit awkward. Snapcaster plus Fatal Pushes and stuff's probably good. Mana Leaks seem decent. They will be bringing in Veil. It was so surprising to see them get the Grave Titan, but maybe it's just still very good. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. Because we have a lot of removal pieces. Let's get this Damnation in. I think that's a completely fine thing to bring in. Maybe I'm just ditching some of my discard or my draws. Let's get rid of a few of these because I'm bringing in Spreading Seas. Let's do more of these. Blood Chiefs, lower curve, and Kalitas just doesn't seem like a bad idea. Maybe Kalitas is better than like a Factor Fiction or something. That doesn't seem right. Maybe just better than Grave Titan. You know, if we're getting some of this stuff, we're probably winning. Let's take one Inquisition out. Let's give it a shot. Swapped it for a Blood Chief's Thirst. Maybe a little bit of a stronger removal. Alright, I'll go ahead and keep this. Doesn't seem like the worst thing to be playing here. Get our 4 drops online. Being on the play seems like a good place to be. Got a good shot at this one. Opponent mulligans to 6 here. Will they go further? 6 maybe to 5? Keep 6. Alright, Watery Grave, go ahead, opponent. Definitely have some cards that'll buy us some time here. Mishra's Bauble for my opponent. Bloodstained Mire. Takes a peek at no one. Alright. Takes a peek at my draw. It's a Flooded Strand. We'll just pass the turn with the Flooded Strand here. My opponent also may play a little safer here, thinking that I have counter spells. Did not fetch Blood Crypt here. Thoughtseize has targets. Plenty of targets here. What to take, what to take. Damnation removes the creatures, Cryptic Command counters and taps creatures. Jace does its thing. A lot of nasty options. Liliana's not a bad pickup here. Let's go ahead and use our chance to get some other stuff going. Do we uptick here? You know what? Kind of tempted to not uptick here and just pass. Just establishing a Liliana feels fine. I like all these cards here. Getting a Jace down with this Liliana would be really, really powerful. This also gives me the option to down tick this if they were to play a creature and already have this out, which is nice. They could bolt this, and they do. Not a big deal. Bolt to there versus bolt to Jace seems alright. Overgrown Tomb here. We have a chance for my opponent to play a Tarmogoyf. If they play 2 Death Shadows, it's a little bit frustrating. Just because we only have 1 Jace or just the Cryptic Command. Tassiger Plus would be... wouldn't be the worst, I suppose. Oh, it's just Tassiger. Okay. Could attempt Jace Bounce here, or I can go twice at Inquisitioning. I feel like they have a Veil. Let's test if they have a Veil here. And if they don't do a Veil, I get to use this again. My opponent makes black mana here for some reason. It's green that they want for this Veil. Okay. And we'll just pass the turn. Not a ton I can do against a Veil. If I play the Jace down and I go to bounce Tassiger, it's really awkward. Down to 13 we go. Plays a Death Shadow. I need to work that I can get the Snapcaster plus Damnation. The Blood Chief's Thirst. Let's kill some stuff. That's actually a pretty good draw here because I can snap it back and kill the other problem card here. Killing both Death Shadow and Tarmogoyf. Nice. Snapcaster here to block. May not block initially because it's just Tassiger. May want to play Jace and try to bounce this. We'll take our 4. Down to 9. Keeping in mind that if we get the kings, we can get a Death Shadow back, and our life total matters in this game too. It's a Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf and Tasigur are here. Best buds. Draws with Bobble. This is a field. Let's try to do Jace bounce something. Perhaps Tasigur here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's bounce Tarmogoyf. Pass the turn. Use Snapcaster to block, and then I'll have Cryptic Command. Defend Jace. Maybe start going up with Jace. Maybe we got to bounce Tasigur too. Let's see where they attack. Attack Jace. Definitely want to block here. A couple of Jace Brainstorms might be all we need. There's Tarmogoyf. All right, let's go ahead and Brainstorm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thought sees them. Thought sees Fatal Push, Drown the Lock. Do it like this. So double check what's going on. See if they have a Veil. They do. In response to Veil, Fatal Push here. 4, 5. This makes 6. And then Drown in the Lock the Tasigur. I don't care if this is countered here because I wanted to clear the board. They draw a card. No problems. No problems. Okay. Getting things done. There's a Street Wraith. They're at 6. Just need one of our big threats. Polluted Delta here, 3 unknowns. Jace is in range of a K command. We have Cryptic Command underneath here. Tarmogoyf. And another Tasigur, it looks like. Another Tasigur. Tap and draw results in a Drown the Lock. I think I want to Brainstorm still here, because I'm probably tapping the team and looking for more answers. Thoughtseize, don't want. 2, 3, 4. So this just looks like a tap down and draw kind of turn. I believe I put the island there. We could also tap and bounce Tasigur, making it really awkward. Just tap and draw. Tap and draw. We're gonna get that Thoughtseize. We can put that away too. Does not shock in the Blood Crypt. We have one random card here. We really don't care about this Thoughtseize I'm about to draw. Easy Brainstorm turn. There's another Death Shadow. We could take a Snapcaster now. Cryptic. We got a few things I want. Don't want to bounce probably. Alright, there's a Snapcaster. So I can Snapcaster Damnation now, which should be enough. We'll draw Kalitas next. Snap and Damnation. Feels good. We got there. We got there. Clear the board. Let's go. We have a nice Kalitas coming next as well. Plus Factor Fiction and the Drown the Lock to kill some stuff. Opponent uses Polluted Delta. 5 to 9. All right. Nice. Sounds good. Jace Brainstorm getting us getting us there. Plague Engineer. Might just bounce that, because then I can, like, make the turn a little bit awkward for them. Drown the lock this. Name's Wizards. Name's Wizards. Let's go ahead and put Kalidas down here. I kind of want to just draw again. We could look at the top of their library too. You know what? Let's look at the top there. I talk about this all the time. Tasigur. Let's say no. You can have a Tasigur. Have a Tasigur. I don't care. I don't care. It can't attack with this Plague Engineer. Plays down Tasigur. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can spin to try to get something back. We drown the locket anyway before it hits the battlefield. So we're just gonna... Oh, I can't counter. That's right. Awkward. I can't counter because it shrunk the graveyard here. How awkward. Alright, well, instead of doing that, we're going to go ahead and kill the Plague Engineer instead. We can bounce and attack for 3 here. When it spins with Tasigur here, they hit a whole bunch of things. They can have an Inquisition. That's fine. Inquisition doesn't hit this. We're going to draw Thoughtseize so we could take whatever we gave them. And then we have 1, 2, 3 off Jace. Probably just play Scarab God and attack. Seems pretty good. We could also have bounced as well and Factor Fictioned with a Thoughtseize. So that was looking good. All right, good, solid. We know what we need to do. Do I want to bring the Grave Titan back in? Jace obviously did things, so does Factor Fiction. Factor Fiction is a little slow. Didn't get to do Kings that time. That's all right, though. Spreading Seas still seems like it could be reasonable, so I'll keep. This Grave Titan just doesn't seem like a bad draw, but it doesn't seem like a great draw either. I think we can, like, not have it in here. We have a lot of pretty good stuff at 4 and 5. We really just need to stabilize probably once. Okay, I like this hand. Got an Inquisition. We'll see if they Thoughtseize or Inquisition me. Here's our win condition. Ironically, we've had our kind of win conditions in our hands a lot. I guess game 2, game 2 we didn't really have it. Maybe we should mulligan. Currently losing all games when we have a win condition in hand. That's all right. Gonna take that, mana leak something, go from there. We're gonna fetch Shock as well, probably, to allow us to Inquisition, and then we can decide on the pathway later. Overgrown Tomb here, fetched Shocked here. This looks like Thoughtseize or Inquisition. Inquisition's us, probably steals our Inquisition. Cool, cool. Takes our mana leak. All right. Well, let's go ahead and fetch Shock here. This does open up that they could play a Scourge. All right. We have a Thoughtseize here, a Scourge, or a K command. Because I fetched Shock, the Scourge is now online. I can always get this back, the Scarab God with the Kings. Maybe I take the Scourge here. Just let them Thoughtseize my hand away. It's not the scariest hand for them. They might just take the Scarab God at this point, leaning towards K commanding the Scourge back at a later time. They could also take the K command, the Cryptic command, sorry. All right, nothing's really changed over here, opponent. We ended up top decking a Flooded Strand. We win the longer game, though, I think. So if we can establish a longer game, we're good. So this creature, yes, it's disappointing to lose probably one of these great cards, but getting hit for 2, then 4, then 8, waiting to get to Cryptic Command, I'm not about doing that. Not to mention I have to eventually fetch, which would grow this even more. Scarab God hits the bin. Verdant Catacombs is played. My opponent is fetching. Please don't shock and Death Shadow us. Please, 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 please. I guess I don't want Tassiger either. I mean, it's not the worst, I suppose. K-Command's like a lot less interesting now. We'll take our 4, go to 13. Blood Crypt K-Command. Don't have a Scourge. Alright, it's a Tarmogoyf. I'm not wild about a Tarmogoyf either, though. Removal. 4, 8, 9, 10. Guess we're going to a 1. Guess we're going to maybe 1. I guess the Mana Leak stops the K command here. I'll take my 8 plus 9. Hope they don't have like Verdant Catacombs. Okay, all right. You just have a K command to worry about. I'm gonna go ahead and get another Watery Grave here. Not gonna go to 2 if I don't have to. We'll play this. Go. Go. I suppose we could tap team bounce, but that's not gonna probably win it for us. Tap team and bounce this is no good. We have to probably tap and draw to give us an extra 1 or 2 draws here. I'm gonna do Tassiger now. Well, can't do much about that. I'll give you a... let's give him a Street Wraith here. Gives him a random draw, but the random draw feels safer than giving him a Tarmogoyf that they can like hold on to after I hopefully Damnation here. Keep in mind we have to more or less defend against the K command this whole time. Oh, no, 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 no. Shoot. We click through. All right. Well, they get us because I can't bounce both. Let's see here. If we were to tap and draw, we would have drawn a Liliana. Okay. If I draw, and then our draw for the turn would have been a Watery Grave. I could down tick on one of these, and that's it. So we weren't going to get there anyway. We did click through, though. All right. Blue-Black Titan takes a hit here initially. All good, though. We got to see a few things and have a few ideas as we go into our next matches. Let's go to match number 2. Let's see if we can pull this one back. Playing the God Grave Betrayal. Match number 2, and we have an opponent immediately. We've learned a few things. We're trying some stuff. Let's go ahead and go. Maybe we don't need to be having the Thought Scours. Maybe we should have something that's a little more useful for our draws like Serum Visions or Ops. We'll see how things go. Perfect example though. Let's go ahead and play. And we'll see how a Thought Scour plus Drown works for us. Damnation's definitely not a bad thing here either. We do like to kill creatures. That is the name of the game. Pledge Strand and go, opponent. Opponent's got 7, takes their draw. Uh-oh. The mirror match. Let's go ahead and do some fetching here. We'll Thought Scour them. Maybe get a few more pieces of information. Take an extra draw. A Force and a Magnetic Sinkhole. Intriguing. Let's put another Flooded Strand into play here. And pass. We have a Thought Scour, but I'm probably going to try to use Drown the Lock. Opponent fetches here. Basic Island. And here they opt. Is opt better than Thought Scour? It depends. Depends. Sometimes we like this. The Sulfur Falls. Let's go ahead and fetch here. We'll get a Water Grave even though we're at risk of potentially a Blood Moon. Let's Thought Scour them again. Maybe I should have waited. Alright, there's a Grave Titan. Let's put Swamp down past turn, leaving Drown Up plus Thought Scour. Filling up their graveyard here nicely for them. Another island. Thought Scour. There's a Fatal Push that doesn't appear to be very good. Let's go ahead and Inquisition and see what's going on. All right, opponents, time to take a look. We're eventually going to run into our discard. So this is a good way to start it off. Are we going to counter this? We have a Snapcaster into an Opt. You gonna opt now? No. We have a Spell Snare, Remand, Archmage Charm. Huh. Alright. What do we want to take here? Spell Snare is a little bit annoying because of the Snapcaster. This turn could very well just be take an Archmage Charm and then slam a Lily and kill the Snapcaster and see what happens. I don't think there's a reason to take the Spell Snare, and I don't think there's a reason to take the Remand here. Lily, let's get rid of this, hopefully. They'll opt in response to see if they can pick up maybe a Force of Negation to pitch perhaps Spell Snare or Remand to. They're going to be looking for a land. They put it on the bottom, so it's a random card. Let's go ahead and... I think we do get rid of the Snapcaster here. If we go up, they just bolt and attack, and I don't want that. This way it's just a bolt if they have it. They do find their fourth land, so it looks like we might be playing against a Jace. Jace is frustrating with Liliana here. Brainstorming. This also doesn't guarantee the cards that we know in their hand anymore. Okay. Let's play a land. Let's go up. We're going to get rid of the Damnation. I don't think it's going to be very valuable to us. Let's see what they discard. They discard a Remand, so that is one of the cards we knew about. Go ahead, opponent. I mean, I guess we have a Grave Titan maybe showing up. Brainstorms again. I don't think Liliana's going to be able to keep up with the Jace here. Unfortunately, we ran into a control matchup here. The Death Shadow one earlier was probably more interesting. Lightning Bolts Lily. We just have to let that go. We know about the Spell Snare. Likely that they still have it in hand somewhere. Watery Grave for us. Not worried about Blood Moon. Extra Lily. Let's go for it. Why not? This will test maybe Archmage Charm here. If they Archmage Charm, I might have to go ahead and just drown the lock the Archmage Charm to see if they still had the Spell Snare. Do you? Or did you tuck that? They had it all. Alright. Had it all. Looks like we're going to have a Ral here. But getting through all of those counters, depending on what they have here, and if we top deck a land, we might slam Grave Titan and hope for the best. Was a land. Fetching before using Jace. Uses Jace now. Love you to slam Ral. Sort of. That way you only have 1 mana open. They have 6 mana right now. Come on, Jace. Hit a bunch of blanks. Who needs counter magic? You don't need counter magic. Alright. Well, I'll go take a peek. See what's going on. Maybe we'll have Snapcaster show up again and I'll get to Fatal Push it. This game can be predictable sometimes. Let's go ahead and hit the Snapcaster. We'll see if they want to counter the Inquisition. Maybe they don't have Ral anymore. I don't know. They don't have Ral. All right. This remand is so frustrating to see. I guess I take Narset. Let's get rid of the remand. Maybe I get lucky that they play Narset plus something else here and I get to Grave Titan. We're falling pretty far behind here. Though Archmage's Charm drawing 2 cards. Plus Jace activation too. Maybe this card, maybe this list needs a little more Jace in it. A little more Jace love. Scalding Tarn here, fetching, resetting the top of the library for the Jace. Plays that Narset down. Might not have the Steam Vents. You can probably get rid of the Steam Vents. That was probably sent away. Narset finds, and we have Cryptic Mana open. Finds a Blood Moon, which actually makes it so I can't cast Grave Titan if they play it. Play a Liliana. This is just to bait out a counterspell and then hope to top deck the one of 2 remaining swamps, I think. I suppose we could have gotten a second swamp at some point. There's a Force of Negation. I may not want to show them this Grave Titan. Move on to game number 2 here to hide some information. Yes, I think that's what we're going to do. It's a lot of islands. Let's concede here. Feels like they've got a good grip hold. They do have 6 cards in their hand. I have 1. I have a Fatal Push, Factor Fiction. Yeah, we're not getting there. We're not getting there. All right, negate. Malejeeps. Kalitas. Take out the Fatal Pushes. Still like the idea of Kings. Still want to try it. Let's take out 1 Damnation here. Let's bring in an Ashiok for a Damnation, just to stop fetches. And on that note, maybe I try to get the other Ashiok in. I could use Spreading Seas as a way to protect against Blood Moon as well. I suppose I've got this Aether Gust here. Nah, I think... Alright, I'm going to bring 1 Aether Gust in for a Liliana. Liliana feels really bad against their Jace, and they're obviously running 3 or 4 of them. Let's go. What's interesting about the evolution of this list, going from Uro days to now, is that it's trying to evolve into something that's going to attack control and mid-range, but not the merging of both of those. We're going to mulligan because I have 1 land. I guess I try this. Put back a Cryptic Command. Take a peek and hope for the best. They had a mulligan as well. Maybe they're having their own troubles. Maybe they are. Fetch Shock. Let's make it happen. No Blood Moon, please. Inquisition. Vendilion Click, Spell Snare, Snapcaster, and Archmage Charm. Let's take the Archmage Charm. They only have 2 lands. We got to hit our next land here to get Kings going and have some fun, right? That's what we're here for. We're here for the fun. Ooh. All right. I'm not going to try to draw into this. I'm just going to attack their hand a little bit more here. Another Archmage Charm, huh? All right, we'll take the other Archmage Charm. Archmage Charm's good. It's a good card, great to get rid of. It's going to be difficult for us in this matchup. Steam Vents, they don't shock that in. We had a Jace. Let's Thought Scour them. Miss Land Drop, pass turn. Spell Snare and a Narset. Maybe I shouldn't have. If they hit a land here, I just help them. Oh, no. It's our luck. They might have Vendilion click me here. They don't. Well, we get to Inquisition them. Now what? Now we're going to fire this off. Fire this off and stare at this card again. Look at us both struggling with these lands. Maybe I should have... Oh. Archmage Charm number 3. They draw some cards here. They hit another land, so they're on 4 lands and they have Jace coming. Oh no. Snapcaster. I don't think it's going to really matter. They're just going to slam this Jace. I've missed land drops here. We kept a 2-lander here and took an extra draw with the Thought Scour. Ironically drawing them into a land after milling them too. Why shock in then? So you can leave Spell Snare, I guess. We got mountains. Well, this is one way to make a control league quicker. I think when they slam this Jace and after 1 or 2 more turns, if I continue to miss lands, we'll back it up. Jace here draws some cards for them, taking a peek at them. Plays a Sulphur Falls. We do hit land. I'll give myself 1 more turn here. Keeping in mind that my opponent could Vendilion click us. Not that they would probably do that other than to start attacking me. All right. I'm going to go ahead and concede. My opponent's getting an overwhelming advantage here with the Jace and actually has their blue mana. We're going to do, so this turn 7, turn 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Turn 15, we finally unlock. 16, 17, 18, 19. So at turn 20, we would finally have black. But when you look at the hand here, we could at most play kings. So turn 20, I can play kings. Or some Snapcasters and some Mana Leaks. Would have an Aether Gust here to unlock some stuff. It wasn't happening. Match 3. Let's get to it. Currently 0-2, trying to revive Grave Titan here. That being said, if we really wanted to revive this, we probably wouldn't be playing kings. Just saying. This would probably, you know, this 4 of play a little bit of a pseudo mill Esper Gifts. Think about that. Maybe that's in our future. Let's go. Match 3. Let's get some wins. We're against the Asian Yoshi. We run into this person a lot. This will be interesting. 1 landers. Let's mulligan. I probably should fix that. All right. Let's get rid of 1 of the Field of Ruins. Of course, after all the mana troubles that I've had, I'm putting 1 away. Let's go. Burning Catacombs. Looks like Jund. They're going to enjoy my Thought Scours and Drown the Lock hand here when they Thoughtseize or Inquisition us. Inquisition. Inquisition. I would probably just take the Drown the Lock at this point. We kind of look like a little bit of a mill when they open a hand. Woohoo! They don't know about that card. Let's keep it that way. All right, a little bit of fetch shock here. I'm gonna go ahead and thought scour them. Find ourselves a cryptic. Seems okay. Milled over an Inquisition and a Thoughtseize. Pretty good, actually. Bloodstain Mire for them, fetching. This could easily be a Scourge. Hopefully not. Dejund colors again. Looks like a Luris Death Shadow Scourge thing again. Oh no, do we hurt ourselves? Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to, but at the same time, I know the value in taking cards from them. All right. Nothing was delicious there. All right, we do find a Fatal Push. Maybe I should have done that first. Okay, we're going to take 6, go to 8. My opponent has a double Fatal Push plus Stomping Ground. Probably just going to see Luris to hand here. We can test if they have another black source. And Luris goes to hand here. If we would have done that a little bit backwards, Fatal Pushing, then have the Thoughtseize. Would have been nice. Ironically, I don't have Cryptic Command coming up. Guess I have to Fatal Push this. We're dead to it. I don't have Cryptic Command. Got a Grave Titan. Bloodstain Mire for my opponent. Luris, double Fatal Push. I don't have a 1-drop, thankfully. They do have Scourge here at a 2, though. Seems like an okay game for an Ashiok or a Nile Spellbomb. Death Shadow plus Luris plus Bobble. That'd be a pretty good turn. That's a pretty good turn. Now we're looking for a blue source here, or I guess we're not dead. I'll take a Damnation or a blue source. Please. Okay. Well, I mean, Fatal Push doesn't kill us, so the draw plus the draw, Bobble plus the draw. Snow-covered Swamp and an unknown card here. As long as it doesn't do damage. Okay. We're going to 1. Going to 1, and we're going to go get that blue mana. Need to avoid direct damage. I'll knock them off a little bit of their black-green, sure. Get our island. All right. All right, running Cryptic Commands. I suppose that's a thing. Let's not make the mistake of the beginning of combat and skipping that. I suppose we could have countered that and tapped, but tapping and drawing seems like the better chance of us getting out of this. See what we're drawing here. Inquisition. Doesn't really do us a lot here. Don't really want to take Fatal Pushes out of my opponent's hand. They draw an extra card. We draw a land. Okay. All right. I guess I could go ahead and Inquisition, see what's going on over there. See what's going on. That's a dangerous card. I make them discard that. They can just pick it up with the Luris. I guess I'll take it. Sure. Maybe they'll burn the Luris with that. Really need a Damnation. That's what I need. Here comes the Bobble again. Beginning of combat. Tap and draw. I don't feel like Grave Titan's enough here. The Thought Scour. All right. Bobble. Us. We'll look for a Damnation. I'll mill myself. It helped our opponents before. Does not help us. Okay. Kalidas, Damnation in. Blood Chiefs. I guess I can try this spell bomb here. Although I like the kings. We're going to make kings work before the end of the day. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. All of this is still pretty juicy stuff. I'm going to take 2 Thought Seizes out. Let's take an Inquisition out, and let's take 1 Thought Scour. Let's go. Let's go. Let's play first. Let's go. Come on, we can do this. Okay. We have a hand. We can keep this. This has good things in it. Good things. We'll go ahead and let them believe they have a shot at this game. They won't Thought Seize away the Damnation. They won't Inquisition away the Blood Chiefs. We're completely fine. Incoming Swift Spear. So, one of these nights. Question, why did we queue up magic? Answer, because we like magic. Thoughtseize takes away probably the Damnation here. Seems like the key card here. Oh! Ah! It took my Thought Scour. I'm not going to fetch, because I'm not going to get Scourge beaten. Huh. Next level. Dang it. Now I want to fetch. Alright, we'll fetch. But only 1 damage, because I can get rid of the Scourge. If they have it. Let's take a peek. We have the Field of the Ruin to get the extra blue that will get blue here, and blue here. Opponent's got a Croxa, Swift Spear, and a Teamer Battle Rage. Well then. I guess I'll get rid of the Croxa here. Swift Spear hurts for a turn, then I can Blood Chief Thirst it. I could also wait to Damnation it possibly, which maybe isn't a bad idea. Bobble redraw here, plus draw for turn. I'm back up to 6 cards. For our our Jund Death Shadow player. Wooded Foothills is a new card, not what they had shown us yet. Overgrown Tomb. Shocking in. Swifty. We're going to 18. And they give us the turn back. We'll go ahead and just go get a Watery Grave here. I want to Snapcaster Inquisition the Luris. I think this turn just then is a casting this on the Swift Spear, playing in a island and passing turn. We could also wait for Luris to be played and then just Damnation, which is also an option. But I like the idea of maybe getting aggressive with this Inquisition. My opponent has enough mana to eventually get a Croxa back as well, so a Nile Spellbomb wouldn't be bad. Except I didn't bring them in, so... You know, we can wish for cards that don't exist. That's always the fun challenge. By playing the Blood Chief's Thirst here, we can also snap Blood Chiefs to say a nasty thing, like a Scourge or a Death Shadow. Opponent does not fetch and shock. They just simply fetch Overgrown Teamer Battle Rage. Now I want to either Thought Scour or I want to Inquisition them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's play Swamp here. This goes against what I was kind of thinking, but we're going to Snapcaster maybe Thought Scour here. My opponent may commit to doing a Croxa, which I can just follow up with the Damnation. We'll probably Thought Scour, I want to say ourselves. Because I don't think I want to refuel this Croxa so quickly. The Damnation does not get the Luris, though. Maybe I just hold off on the Snapcaster because I can Snap Inquisition the Luris when they do put it into hand. And that would be pretty nifty. Yeah, maybe we wait on that. Overgrown Tomb. Shocks in. Shocking. Kroxa? No Kroxa? Yes, Kroxa? Luris? Temur Battle Rage. Nothing? Here, I'll Snapcaster in and you can then Temur Battle Rage it. Got it. Seal Fire. Okay. Excuse me, opponent. Why aren't you putting Luris in the hand? Can you please do this? Go ahead, opponent. I'm not going to commit here. I think we just now wait. I mean, it's just a Seal Fire. I mean, come on. That's not scary. Seal of Fire's me. Ow. Land. Shocks in. Ow. This looks like it's Kroxa. So Kroxa, they shock this in. They don't leave themselves black here. Maybe Swift Spear. I'm going to get rid of maybe Island because it's just Snapcaster plus anything that we've got going on here is just so much better. Let's go ahead and hit this random stomping ground over here. We'll go get an island. Floats green mana. It's a forest. We know they have basics. It's no surprise. All right, I'm going to hold the Flooded Strand for now. We're just going to go ahead and Damnation instead of taking the Kroxa attack. And we'll pass the turn. This way, if they somehow magically get this Kroxa back into their the ability to escape it, we at least can get rid of this, and then I can Snapcaster plus Bloodchief's Thirst. All right, opponent Inquisition's away or Snapcaster. We got nothing else going on. Temur Battle Rage for my opponent and an unknown card. Or two unknowns. Looks like Luris might go to hand now. Patiently waiting to put Luris into hand. They do. So Luris, Temur, two unknowns. Discard spell? That's not a discard spell. We'll play the Flooded Strand. They're aware of this card. Pass the turn. We can play Luris down plus Kroxa, which would be 3. They don't know it would be 3. They don't know what this last card is. We don't counter Luris, though, so they can't imagine it's anything too frightening. I'm going to fetch here because I want less lands. And I also have this Flooded Strand, so if I find a Fatal Push, we can still get rid of this. Checks what we're drawing. We are drawing a... Oh. All right. I'll play that down. That's pretty good. I'm going to play my land, pass turn. They can play Kroxa here if they want to. Out of the yard, they're probably playing Bobble, but if they did decide to do Kroxa to clear the hand, then Temur Battle Rage, I'm taking the 3 damage anyway. They opt for Bobble. Card advantage here with the Bobble's really rough. Death Shadow, that could very much kill us quickly. Stomping Ground, shocks in to make it a 7/7. Opponent attacks? No, of course not. Not going to worry about a Fatal Push killing Luris now. We'll fetch. Watery Grave. Got to hit something juicy here. They know what we're drawing. Land troubles one game, no land troubles the next game. Welcome to Magic. Welcome to Magic. Temur Battle Rage here's 14. I block 4 of it. I gain 3, and this kills me. We'll see if they put that together. They didn't put it together. Okay. Well, I'll block, and I'll go to 3. I'll go to 3, and then they can Crocs us. That's another way to win. I think they played this bobble already, though. 14. Oh. But I was too low. I thought I was going to 3. So 7, 14. I block 4 of it. This is double strike, though. Double strike, I don't get the life game. Match 4. And yes, I'll put this up on YouTube. Painful for you all to watch. Enjoy it. There are points for which when we record videos, we take a deep breath and sigh, knowing that we could probably drop here and get you all more winning content. That being said, it wouldn't be worth it to do all of this recording and perhaps not put it up. However, we may be considering dropping the dailies. I know. But we may be considering that, 1, to spread it out a little bit, and 2, on nights like this, I can give you the highlights. And the highlight being, if we ever get Kings to work. That being said, if you enjoy watching all of this and don't care about the highlights, leave a comment. Match 4, let's go. Got some redemption to do here, though. See, that's one thing you wouldn't get the other way. Redemption ahead of us. Opening hand looks great. Creeping Tar Pit into play. Pass the turn. Go ahead, opponent. You are my first victim of the night. Fiery Islet could be burn, could be anything. We have a Thought Scour for us, and a Thought Scour for us. Not feeling these Thought Scours, I'll be honest. There's Sprite Dragon. Let's Thought Scour them, and maybe I'm just gonna Fatal Push this. Let's get this out of the way. I don't want to take any damage. No damage. No damage, Thursdays. Whenever this goes live. We're gonna get the Jace or Damnation. This feels decent. Like, this is what the list is supposed to do every time. We'll find out if that's the case. I hope they overcommit here. Soulscar Mage plus. Oh, come on. Another creature. Another creature. Come on. Oh, there's a Lava Dart. How many do we want? I sort of want to just play Jason Bounce. It's not a very good use of Jace, though. Oh well. Jace has not been very kind to us this entire league. We're going to do Jace Bounce. Force them to throw either the Lava Dart over here or something else. Lava Dart obviously can't be cast right now, so this will be like a Bolt. We're at 19. That looks great. I'm really happy to be at 19. And you should too. Here goes a Lightning Bolt, not at our face, at Jace. Happy about that. Here comes Soulscar Mage again, saying, "What's up, I'm back." Let's fetch first. Watery Grave, tapped. Thought Scour them again for fun. Another Damnation. Let's Liliana downtick. I'm telling you, they will not attack me. Is this the prison in me coming out here? This style of play? Here comes a Lava Dart. Feels prison-like, right? Just completely remove all resources from my opponent. Continue to make their life miserable. And win the game. Maybe that's how we're supposed to always win. Gut shots us, getting very tired of us. Light up the stage probably to follow. They do Mountain plus Stormwing here. 1 for 1 with Damnation here. I might just have to do that. Where's my Drown the Locks? This would be a great opportunity to hit a Drown the Lock. There's a Mountain played Drown the Lock. Okay. We'll just Damnation here, keeping our life total nice and high. There it goes, past the turn here. If they don't commit too many creatures here, we'll be getting ready for a Fact or Fiction. Opt. Yes. Land. Scalding Tarn. Fetching. Steam Vents. Does not shock. And looks like the turn is coming back. Yes. We're at 16, which is actually pretty healthy. We are on turn 6. Going into turn 7. Top of the library is a Thoughtseize. I'm going to hold on that Thoughtseize and just plan to do a Fact or Fiction, probably in response to something here. They might draw. They've got some Fiery Islets as well. Nothing is played for my opponent. Why not? Sorcery Speed. Cracks a Fiery Islet here. Okay. Land. Follow-up is a Manamorphose. We'll allow that to roll here. Red and blue is made. Maybe they had a bunch of these and wanted as much mana as possible to use them. Casts another one. It's looking like that. 3 mana Stormwing. Here we're going to go ahead and Fact or Fiction because I could get something to interact with this. Like that Mana Leak. Actually, that's probably the best thing here. But then they don't want to give me the Snapcaster, because Snapcaster plus Damnation is just the end of the world. Or even Fact or Fiction. I'll be very honest, I probably just take this top half because I have Damnation. I'll choose pile 1. Draw 4. Looks great. This isn't attacking me anyway immediately. I don't have to worry about this too much. I can probably F6 the turn because I'm not going to Fatal Push. That would be just silly. That would just be silly. Huh. Now I have an Inquisition here as well to burn on them. This is just a Damnation Inquisition turn, right? There's a Cryptic. Let's take a peek at what's going on. Mutagenic and then Mountain. I wish there was an easier way to kill this than what I've got going on here. Oh well. Damnation, get rid of it. Watery Grave, pass turn. This has to be the right play. It's just a Mountain. They know I now have a Snapcaster. I have a random Fatal Push, which kills most things. We've gotten through 2 Stormwings here. Feels good, except they drew another one. Scries some mana here. This is out of hand. All right. Scry 1 bottom, 1 top. One, two, three here. Boot up Creeping Tar Pit. Attack them. Planning to Cryptic Command them on their turn. We can either bounce the Stormwing and draw a card, or maybe we tap down, counter, and bounce, or I don't know. We'll just tap the team here. Takes a redraw. I'll counter and tap if this is like a bolt here. Well, it looks like we're just going to tap and draw. Tap and draw. Extra Inquisition here. Always a good thing to have. How How many lava darts do we have over here? I see one, I see two. Let's go ahead and Inquisition. See if this is a bolt. I think it is. We don't take any damage to look, though. It's a burst lightning. Okay. It's not as bad as the other option. I really don't have any flyers here. I think we just have to Damnation this turn. And then from the Damnation, hopefully I can win with the Creeping Tar Pit. This way we also have a Fatal Push here. I don't think I need a fetch anymore. I'm at 10. I don't really want to go to 9. 9's kind of a scary place to be. My opponent gets a land and puts it into play tapped. They should definitely be holding those. Let's go ahead and boot up Creeping Tar Pit and swing for 3. Pass turn. Don't need to fire off these Thoughtseize, that's for sure. I will swing just about every turn. Again, they play Scalding Tarn, really shouldn't be doing that. They could sacrifice 2 Lava Darts to kill Creeping Tar Pit, though. We'll see if they ever do that. We might see it right here. Okay. It's respectable. I'm going to try to hit a land here. And we'll pass the turn. I've just got a Fatal Push. That being said, my opponent has nothing at the moment. We'll kill that. Again, I don't want to go down any more than I have to. Monastery Swiftspear is dead due to Fatal Push. Our turn. New Creeping Tar Pit. Pass turn. Alright, that's a good sign. We have a closer here. Fiery Islet is a redraw for my opponent. They redraw into 8. Snapcaster's not too bad here because I can actually Snapcaster Cryptic. That way I can protect the Creeping Tar Pit. Looks like my opponent's gonna be dead here, though. And they do concede. All right. Here we go. Prowess, huh? Prowess, huh? Get some of these Aether Gust and Negate's not a bad thing here. Bloodchief's Thirst, not too bad. Kalidas, Damnations. We'll take out the Thoughtseizes. Not so good. Kings, I still want this to work. At this point, everyone is yelling at their computer screen, mobile phones, tablets, and TVs. Stop playing this card. And then there's a few of you that are going, make it work. I'm here for you. Scarab God seems a little bit weaker here. Yeah. I don't think I want to do that. I'm not even sure the Grave Titan's smart here. It would create blockers, though. Jace is a touch slow. Mana Leak's not bad. I really should be taking these kings around, aren't I? Instead of taking kings out, we're taking Liliana's out. And I'm going to take a... I'm going to take a Jace out. I'm going to do this because I am going to make kings work. There it is. There it is. We've got the Aether Gust. We're good. We got a Drown the Lock that doesn't do anything, but that's fine too. You don't always have to have the perfect cards. You just have to have the cards you're trying to make work. All right, let's slap a Watery Grave in tapped, pass turn. Maybe Field of Ruin can help us with what's in the graveyard. Wooded Foothill's already doing that. Trying to take minimum amounts of damage here if we can. Spire Bluff Canal, no action. We'll go ahead and put our land in and pass. Okay, we've got a game here. My opponent did nothing on turn 1 and turn 2. Interesting. Lava darts me with a light up the stage. I'm going to negate this. Get negated. Do you have a counter spell? Nice. Love it. All right, light up sees a Swift Spear plus land. Totally fine with us. Let's go ahead and put Flooded Strand down here. I can Inquisition, peek at the hand here. Ooh, Mystical Dispute. All right, looks like I'm going to take the counter spell here. I have a Swift Spear to deal with. And that's about it. We're going to get kings to work here. I can feel it. I can feel it. I might just fetch basic. Basic Aether Gust? Nah, I probably should drown. Let him play Swift Spear, Burst Lightning, Manamorphose, do all the things, and then drown the Swift Spear. What if Foothills played and fetching? Fetch Shock here, probably a lot less impactful than this Swift Spear, sticking around for too long. A small chance that they'll find another Mystical Dispute, but they've already burned 2 of them. There we go. There's Manamorphose. Like, come on, use this. This could definitely just be an Aether Gust kind of turn here. That saves me the most mana. Especially since they're kind of going all in on this now. Or sorry, the most life. So we'll Flooded Strand here. Because we're going to get priority back briefly here. Oh, there's Lava Dart. Oh my gosh, they're going for everything. Flooded Strand, and we'll see if they have the counter spell. We'll just Aether Gust this away. We'll see if they want to put this on top or not. This saves 5. They put it on top of the library. We can actually get rid of it if we wanted to. And they follow with a light up the stage. Never mind, we can't because it's sitting over here. We'll pass turn here. Plan to counter and then look to Kalitas. Maybe. Depends on my opponent, obviously, here. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? There they are. All right, they're back. They're back. All right, Scalding Tarn played here. We have a Swift Spear. We can actually wait on this Drown the Lock if we wanted to. Floats mana, then fetches. Interesting. And shocks in. There's Swift Spear. Followed by an Opt. In response to the Opt, I'm going to go ahead and destroy the Swift Spear here. Because I don't want them to find a mystical off this Opt. We'll go ahead and fetch and not shock here, but get the black that we need for Kalitas. All on you, opponent. We're somewhat tapped out here. They may feel comfortable enough to fire something off at us. Surgical Extraction's the Drown in the Lock. We're going to get our Kalitas down. And then things are going to get interesting. There you go. Kalitas is probably the winning card, but hey, if we got to do kings, we would have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, nothing from us. Maybe we steal something from them. And there you have it. We've got a W. Let's see you in match 5. Let's make it 2-3. Come on. Let's go. Our 5th and final match here. Attempting to get kings working. Maybe this is the wrong list for it. We saw it though. We thought, hey, maybe other win conditions. And it hasn't exactly worked that way. But we are currently 1-3, which is a positive thing. We were looking at potentially being 0-5, so we've switched that around. Let's see what happens in this final match here. Let's see if we can get the 2-3 and get the 50 play points back. Round 5. coming up here. Let's go. Fifth and final round. Let's see if we can get some Grave Titans in here. Bunny Kept is our opponent. Well, we have a Lurrus matchup again. We have the Kings. We have a Thought Scour. I suppose we can try this. This feels like it shouldn't... Like, it can happen on turn 3. We'll figure this out. This card seems interesting to me. We'll give it a shot, though. We are on the draw. We're going to keep. Opponent mulligans to 6. From 6, where do we go from here? Do they go to 5? Do they keep 6? Okay, polluted delta. Oh no. Mill? No. Alright. Blood Crypt here. Finds themselves a Thoughtseize. I assume King will be taken. After all, they don't want to be Thought Scoured and then Kinged, right? Snapcaster goes away. Alright. Whew. This is the match. Let's go. Let's get it done. We're going to try not to take any damage here so that Scourges aren't too detrimental to us. Opponent Thought Seizes again. The only problem is that they might take Thought Scour here and then we'll just have some blank Kings. Keep in mind that King does mill 4. Ah, let's get it done. Do you have another land? They do not. Ooh, do I want to Thoughtseize here? Ooh. Ooh. All right. I think we'll go ahead and give it a shot here. See what else is going on. My opponent only has 1 land. We have a Scourge, a Swift Spear, and a Lightning Bolt. Let's take the Scourge here. Let's go. Maybe we'll get that card. Who knows? It's just a Swifty. Just a Swifty. $17. We'll go down just a little bit more here. We don't have to shock in, though. All right. Let's go. Come on, hit some good things. All right, we have our own Snapcaster, and we have a Scourge from them. Done. Looks good. I love it. I love it. Polluted Delta, Thoughtseize, Lightning Bolt. I imagine they should take the other King here. Fetches, shocks in. Thoughtseizes us down to 8. Takes Kings. We can put Scourge into play. It's a 4/4 right now. We know it's Lightning Bolt plus something else. Now it's an unknown card. And them attacking us means this Scourge is even that much bigger. It's a 10/10 now. That's not bad. That's not bad. Let's play Scourge here. I'm going to put down the Swamp here so that I could Snapcaster in case they have some sort of Edict effect. Maybe like an Angraths or something weird like that. But yeah, now we have a 10/10. There you go, the counter to the Death Shadow lists. Oh, Tarmogoyf, all right. Well, I can wait on the Snapcaster and use a Thought Scour here. It seems fine. Let's go ahead and put the Snapcaster in and Thought Scour. Why not? We're done with the King stuff, so Thought Scouring them is probably okay, even though they have a Lurrus. Creeping Tar Pit sideways and attack for 10, obviously. Threatening lethal. Blocked. I love it. Oh, we're going to get a Grave Titan down, it looks like. Oh no, attacking with a 6/7. Don't tell me you have Teamer Battle Rage. Okay, we're good. Another Tarmogoyf. We're going to play our land. Attack for 10. Attack for 10. We're the aggro list now. And down goes Grave Titan. This is the matchup everyone's been waiting for. Glad you stuck around. Look at this. Mm-hmm. And we can die to a Temur Battle Rage. Things looking real good here. And we got the W. Getting it done with their own creature here. Alright. Alright. Kalida's Damnations once again coming in here. Blood Chief's Thirst. We keep talking about the Spell Bomb. Again, I'm not going to worry about it. Bring these in. You know what? Let's just start taking the top end out here. Factor Fiction. Let's take out some Jaces here. And let's just do this. Lots of removal creatures. We're even going to keep the Thought Seizes in. I've probably been doing this incorrect this whole time. Let's fix it. Let's win one. It's back. Let's do it. Let's do it. We got this Damnation in here. We got this. They're not going to steal stuff from us. This is such a greedy keep. I guess we get the draw as well, so we'll probably get to 4. Bobble in Yard. Yield to Bobble trigger here. Watergrave tapped. Pass turn. Not wanting to take damage once again. Don't want them to get that Scourge in too quickly. Fetch land. There's 2 things in the graveyard. Drown the Lock is live for just about everything. Shock Sim, Overgrown Tomb, down to 17. Bobble. And what else do you got? What else do you have, opponent? Bloodstained Mire. Fetching. We can get some red mana now, and they do so. And they play a Tarmogoyf. All right. We can continue to take no damage here if we would like to. I think that's kind of okay to do here. And I actually just want to go ahead and drown here without them unlocking, say, Veil. Next turn, we can attempt a Liliana. We can go get a fetch a basic island. We could also Kings if they fail to do anything scary. Swift Spear from my opponent, followed by Soul Guide Lantern. Funny enough, this doesn't hit their graveyard. Hits opponents. Hits us for a 2/3 here. There's Verdant Catacombs, leaving a Veil open for our opponent. Let's attempt to get rid of the Swift Spear here. We'll do this with a Liliana the Veil. Goodbye, Swift Spear, hopefully. Uh-oh. Is this a Veil? Don't Veil me. Don't Veil me. In a way, I hope they Veil me and then they play 2 creatures. Then we get a Damnation. This does look like a Veil, though. And it is a Veil. Draws here, Prowess Trigger, and it goes back to them. Hexproof all around. Will they try to kill Liliana? Who knows? Land for my opponent. Plenty of mana to play things into the battlefield. Attack Lily? They do. Happy to see that. If they don't commit another creature here, I could Thought Seize. They end up Thought Seizing, so Damnation's probably off the table here. They don't want Lurrus to go to hand, obviously, now, because I'll take it with the Thought Seize. They take my Cryptic Command. Maybe we do Kings now. Huh. Damnation this, or Thought Scour them and Kings them. I kind of want to get this King going. Let's Thought Scour. Yeah, let's Thought Scour them for fun here, and then Kings. They know the Kings is showing up. Kalidas is a great draw. King away. Oh, there's Death Shadow. That makes things interesting. Exiles. They have to do this now if they want to, but we don't have anything here, and the Soul Guide Lantern does not hit their graveyard. Oh, this is an interesting little play here. Fetching. Now they could K command here to pick up something. You could pick up Death Shadow. I'll just get a Tarmogoyf then. This is interesting. Definitely a K command here would make things very intriguing because this hasn't gone off either. I could get something a little bit better for me, like a Scourge. K command picking up their Death Shadow here and making us discard. I'll discard the Thoughtseize, obviously. Mill. All right. There's a Tarmogoyf or a Death Shadow for them. I have a Kalitas, so I'm not feeling the Death Shadow's the smartest. I think I'll take a Tarmogoyf from them. And on our side, we have a Snapcaster, which hits right now Thought Scours or Thought Seizes, or I could do Liliana. Let's do a Liliana. That's kind of fun, right? Remember, we can get Planeswalkers with this. Isn't that fun? Soul Guide Lantern here. The Snapcaster, there you go. Wasn't going to be very interesting anyway. They do shrink the graveyard a little bit. However, Tarmogoyf is still a 5/6. They are at 6 themselves. My opponent's going to connect with our face, putting us down to 15. Puts Lurrus to hand. Plays a Death Shadow. Plays a Blood Crypt. Okay. We can cast some stuff if we'd like to. We have a 7/7 Death Shadow. We have a Tarmogoyf. What I probably do this turn is consider the Goyf. Just as a blocker. I have Fatal Push as backup here. So let's go ahead and put the Goyf down and just leave ourselves with a Fatal Push. I am playing into the potential of a Veil here, which is okay with me. I'd rather have this Tarmogoyf and Temur Battle Rage protection. Well, they do Fatal Push Tarmogoyf. Okay. They attack. I don't particularly want to take this damage from the Death Shadow here. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. What's nice is I don't have to commit the Damnation if they don't commit the Lurrus. If they commit the Lurrus to get the Death Shadow back, I have the Damnation. If they don't, I can Liliana downtick here. Bolts me, so it's only Lurrus. At this point, I could uptick the Liliana to get rid of the Lurrus. So they almost have to play Lurrus here, and then I Damnation. So we don't get a Liliana here, but we have a Damnation with the Kalitas following. We'll take it. They get a redraw. And I don't believe there is a world where I want to do Liliana here. So let's go ahead and just Damnation the board and pass the turn. I'm going to hold the Polluted Delta briefly here in case they have something that makes me discard. Go ahead, opponent. 2 draws. Kalitas feeling fairly strong as a way to block whatever they do play. However, it looks like they're passing back. Woohoo, an extra one. I like that. Kalitas number 1, go, go, go. Do you have removal for this? This has been an interesting one. There's a Scourge. Scourge, huh? Well, this is weird. I think I'm gonna go ahead and attack here. Gain a little bit of life. Maybe just play the other Kalitas, not worry about Thoughtseize here. This is 8. It's a big Scourge. It's a pretty good draw for them. I'm probably gonna have to block, aren't I? Temur Battle Rage and all that. It's gonna kill me anyway. This puts me at least up to 15, making it a 5/5. Tarmogoyf, 1, 2, 3, 4. I need another Damnation. Oh no, this game's getting away from my... Oh, Kings. Kings. Alright, we'll play Kings here. I can get a Kalitas back. That's kind of cool. I could get Lurrus. Lurrus doesn't get much for me. Death Shadow would be pretty big. There's a Crocs over here. So on our side, it's Kalitas. I mean, I guess the Tarmogoyf isn't too bad. Death Shadow gets interesting after they attack me. 5/11 puts me to 4. Let's get a Death Shadow and see what happens. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I do this? 5. This becomes 7, 13. No. Can't Thoughtseize. Can't Thoughtseize. Gotta save it for the Croxa here. I don't know about this. I don't think this is gonna work, but we're getting some good value out of Kings. Kings being able to play then 2 cards is pretty nice. Pretty nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't quite snap Damnation just yet. This smells like Croxa. Walks and talks like Croxa. Is a Croxa. Man, imagine if we had some extra value here and we got Luris. Ooh. Maybe we need to build it so that we can get value out of Luris if other people are playing Luris. That's super narrow-minded. Get rid of the Thoughtseize, no damage taken here. Attacking for 11, putting us to 4. This is going to put us to 3 if I want to do it. I don't need to fetch immediately here, I don't think. This is a 14-14. We need like a Snapcaster. Oh. Okay. Well, we're dead to Bolt, but I think I have to be okay with this because what we're going to do here is Damnation to clear off everything. Oh, we're dead to Croxa. What am I doing? Well, maybe they'll just forget about it. Just let them forget about it. Worry about this thing. Don't see this Croxa back here. I'm not at 3. Ignore my life total, please. I'm not sure we could have gotten out of that any other way anyway. Dang. Going to game 3. Go sideboard. Any changes? It's very interesting because we want the graveyard but don't want the graveyard. This is a building mistake. A building mistake. This was not the list to put Kings in. But I want to do it anyway. Let's bring a Scarab God back in here. Let's get rid of 1 Thoughtseize since we're on the play. Let's run it. Let's run it. Who cares that Luris exists? Let's make it happen. Come on, we got this W. Got some good value out of the Kings. Let's play first. Come on, good hand. Disruption. Oh. No lands. We're gonna mulligan this. Put back a Damnation here. Fetch, Shock, Thought, Inquisition. Hope to get to Mana Leak. It's the play. It's what we're doing. They have their own Thoughtseize. I don't want them to take my stuff. They have a 1 lander here. That's kind of interesting. We're going to take the Thoughtseize, though. 1 lander, I get to counter something. Hopefully get to play Liliana into the second creature that they play. We'll see if it's a true thing. They should probably check the top of their library. And they do. They fetch, so they did not find a land, probably. Blood Crypt, Shocks in. Bobble. Land, go. We have a Blood Chief's Thirst, that's good. Got a couple Scourges to get through here now. Opponent has missed their land drop. Looking for our land drop. We put one of those at the bottom. It's back. Overgrown Tomb is found. They shock in. I think if it's Crocs, I just let it go here. We can get rid of one of the Damnations. I don't particularly care if I have 2 here. I don't think I'll need 2. No land. Snapcaster. We've struggled a bunch with the lands. I will Mana Leak something. Mana Leak the Scourge. If I had a land, I could snap Inquisition. What are lands? I think we've said that once or twice this league. What are lands? No lands for us. They pick up a Scourge here. We do finally find our land here. We're actually in a good spot. Let's go ahead and shock in here. I'm going to go use Liliana Downtick. because they can't Veil right now. I know they have a Tarmogoyf. We could Kings plus Blood Chiefs if I hit. If we don't, just Blood Chief. Opponent does shock in here. They bolt Liliana. All right, Tarmogoyf. Come on, land. Come on, land. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We're going to fetch, and we're going to actually shock here. Because why not? Let's get rid of the Tarmogoyf in case we want to pick that. And Kings. Let's go. We can get this Liliana back as well if we want. Kalitas, Liliana, Tarmogoyf, Scourges, Croxas. Alright, I'm going to grab the Scourge from them. Kind of want to just grab the Liliana. Kalitas is pretty good, though. I'm going to grab Kalitas. I know these kind of like counteract each other a little bit. What I'm hoping is that I can play like Scourge and threaten to kill. And from there, then I can maybe go and try to do something with Kalitas right after as a defender. Right now, this is a 7/7, so that's pretty good. Soul Guide Lantern for my opponent, taking care of our graveyard again. This doesn't really work with Kings here. I'm kind of going after their stuff. It's kind of an interesting card that they brought in for us. I suppose it's hitting Snapcaster or some. Scourge of their own. This is where I could Damnation instead. The Snapcaster's kind of a dead card. What if I play Kalitas first? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I could potentially Damnation plus Scourge. Let's go. Let's cast Kalitas here. Cast Kalitas, put Polluted Delta down, and pass turn. With Snapcasters pitching to Croxa if they do that. I have a 3/4 body against a 7/7. They shock in here. Hoping Croxa shows up here plus Snapcaster. We will block. I think I'm going to go ahead. I kind of don't want to fetch before because I'd like to hit that land. It's a higher chance if I don't. This looks like Croxa, so this is playing straight into our Damnation. We're hoping to hit a land so we can Scourge after. Come on, land. I'm not going to fetch. We're going to pitch Snapcaster here. Because obviously I want a Damnation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can redo this. Kalitas. So I can either get a 6/6 Scourge or Damnation here. If I Damnation, they get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They get to rebuy this. I lose Kalitas again. If I play Scourge here, they attack. They hit me for 6. I lose Kalitas anyway, and I Damnation the following turn. Guess we'll Damnation now. We were hoping to hit that land instead of Kalitas here so we could play Scourge, which would be a nice 6/6 on the battlefield. No luck. Didn't work for us. Go ahead and fetch as well. Join them in fetching. With so many Tarmogoyfs here and this Croxa sitting here, I don't see how my opponent could lose. We're at 5 mana, not 6. We need to hit like Cryptic Commands and Damnations or another way to kill Croxa. I mean, Croxa's only 2 converted mana cost. But they get rid of this and then they're attacking for 6 plus the 3 if I don't get a card that's going to get rid of that. Okay. Top of the library is a... Okay. Damnation. I guess we'll go with it again here. They can't buy back the Crocs immediately, so that's good. Discard spell would be nice next. They'll probably be putting Lurrus to hand. I could see them cantripping this if they wanted to. Bolts me down to 10. 8 to 10. 2 unknowns. Lurrus to hand. Soul Guide Lantern. Takes care of a Kalidas. Discard spell. Well, it's sort of a discard spell. I guess it makes a second Liliana live. I need a removal spell so I can remove, because they're going to do Lurrus plus. Getting like Scourge back. Scourge is a 10/10. They're going to redraw here with a Soul Guide Lantern since they have 2. Uh-oh. We don't have 6 mana, so Snapcaster's not an out with Damnation. We're going to deal with 2 creatures this turn. Need spot removal plus Edict here. Land. May not be enough if they have a Veil now. They could even just buy back Kroxa here, though I'm not sure that's the best choice. But that's what they do. I now have an Edict on the Kroxa. Lurrus in hand. Discard spell looks nice now. Interesting choice. Well, kind of glad I get to Edict here. Could kill for an extra land here. An Edict here, my opponent gets to play Lurrus and then play Kroxa here just as a discard. We lose Grave Titan. If we had found that 6th land, we would have been Damnation Scourge. We would be playing Grave Titan right now. If we found the Scab Clan, or Scab God, Scarab God, we'd be playing that instead. Looks like Lurrus is just going to get us here. Lurrus rebuy Kroxa here. We pitch a Grave Titan. I guess I get to downtick this Liliana here. They opt for a Soul Guide Lantern. This gives me an out. Draw a land here is an out now. Woo! Okay. Interesting. It's interesting because I can now uptick. But if I uptick, things are a problem here. Uptick, I lose Grave Titan, then I can drown. I don't want to do that. Cashing in Liliana? I guess so. They Veil, I counter the Veil. Okay. Well, we have a counter spell, and it counters just about everything in their library, so that's good. Redraws with Soul Guide Lantern. They've got 5 cards though. We might be fighting the arsenal of creatures here. We'll allow Swift Spear to resolve. Land. Man, can I take this 1 damage? Go to 6. How many bolts have been used? 2 bolts have been used. Let's take the 1. Okay. Hit a Snapcaster Mage. We can Snapcaster Mana Leak. That's not very good. Can Snapcaster Thought Scour or Inquisition. That's a little more interesting. Let's go ahead and Snapcaster and Inquisition and see what's going on over there. By doing this, it leaves up Drown the Lock as well. Let's see if they have that Veil. Terminates Snapcaster. We'll let that resolve. That's fine. All lands. We'll pass the turn. If they draw Veil, passing the turn here is a bad idea. But if not, and they want to play something else here, then we have the Drown the Lock that can kill it. Good example would be Croxa at this point. So we might just have to wait. Because the last thing I want to do is Drown the Lock, be tapped out here. I just have to let this go and go to 1. Now I need them to cast the Croxa. Eat the graveyard. I counter. I have to hit an untapped land or a removal spell. Glad I kind of saved the Drown the Lock. Kind of not. Oh my gosh, it's not 2 anymore. It's not 2 because too many things were eaten. All right, our out here is to draw a card that does not make us lose here to the Titan. We play our Grave Titan. No, that won't work because I have to have a land. 3 Damnations are already used here. I need to find a removal spell to remove Swiftspear and then be able to remove this. So Grave Titan has to hit the bin here. Dang it, can you fetch, please, opponent? Can you fetch? Thought Scour will make it so I can hit this. So we Thought Scour them. But if I Thought Scour them, puts 2 cards, 3, 4, 5. They get to replay this and kill me. I have to do this to myself, don't I now? I have to just rip the best cards in the world off the top. There's a Fatal Push. We were gonna hit a Swamp if I went the other way though. I can Inquisition, but I believe it's 2 lands, yeah. And then we can't kill Croxa. Good games. Good games. It was a close one. Let's take a look real quick. Our other draws, there's the Fatal Push. See, if we hit this Fatal Push, we get to Fatal Push this. We get to kill this then with the Drown the Lock or vice versa. This puts 1 Swiftspear, Luris, Bloodstained Mire, 1 fetch land. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. This doesn't exist. These both are out of hand. We top deck a Field, which we do nothing with. Fatal Push, which maybe by then they can replay Croxa because they've double fetched. This gets discarded so I don't die. Top deck Island and Kings. If we could get to the Kings faster some way, I could exile Croxa so it doesn't get bought back, or Luris to get it so I can then play like Snapcasters. That's a close one though. That's a close one. I'll see you in the conclusion. 1-4. Not ideal, but might have an idea. Now, Grave Titan, we've kind of added some newer cards and just tried something where if we interacted with our opponents enough, perhaps we would get to use the King Narfi's Betrayal. That didn't exactly work out, but after playing this card for a little bit here, I'm very encouraged that this could be something kind of fun to try. Now, it is very dependent on what your opponents might have. Perhaps Mill should give it a shot, though. That being said, though, the list didn't quite work out for us. We had plenty of removal. We just didn't find it in time. Probably want to go up on a Jace here. Definitely need an extra land or 2. I think we had a lot more cantrips before, and so that's why the ops and the spreading seas we had, that's why we could kind of cheat with this. We even had Jaces. The little Scry Jace, and being able to do that probably would help. So we need to bump the lands up by 1 or 2 here, which really kind of makes you wonder if we should be playing Kings here or not. It was just something fun to try. Maybe someone has an idea here with the King here, and maybe another way to approach Grave Titan. Thank you all for watching. It's been a tough one, but a 1-4. We did get that W. and it was pretty fun to watch that final match. We'll see you all next time. Take care. Consider liking, subscribing. And until next time, we'll see you in the next matches.